Today we're going to make clay sculptures inspired by Charlotte's Web. Guess which animal we're going to pick? Yes, the pig Wilbur. He was an American Yorkshire pig. So cute. So today we're going to be using air-dried clay to make a pig. There are certain sculpting techniques we will use, shapes, and techniques. Let's get started. So a sculpture is a three-dimensional visual art form. It's 3D, not flat. So today for our pig shape, we're going to be having 9 different shapes to create our pig. The body, the head, 2 ears, a tail, and 4 legs. When you receive your clay, divide it into 2 pieces, one oval and one a little bit smaller oval. The first one will be for the body, which is an oval shape, kind of like a potato shape. The second one we're going to pinch off a little less than half, and that will be for the head. Make a ball, and then we'll put the snout on that. The other piece is for the 2 ears, which we're going to make right now. And then you make a ball, make a pancake, and then flatten it out. It's almost like a teardrop shape. So that's how the pig's ears look, 2 triangles pushed together. Once you make the ears, set those aside. We'll put them on here in a minute. And then adjust the size if we need to. But anywho, we'll push those aside. And then the rest of the clay is for the 4 legs. So what I would do is just roll a coil out. You want to try to keep it the same dimension, the width. And roll it out. Then it's just easier at that point to find the half, the fourth, and the fourth so that you have all the legs the same size. So you'll have your 4 legs, and then, oops, I forgot the tail, so we got to pinch off a little piece, maybe from the body or a bigger piece, roll out a smaller coil, and then that will be the tail. Probably won't use all of that, but anywho, there you go. Okay, after we have our pieces, we're going to start putting the pig together. This is called additive sculpture. Anytime you add clay to clay, there's a technique you have to use called scoring and adding slip. So, the pig's head, again, is kind of a curvy triangle, and so we're going to take the head, roll the ball, and then pinch out a snout. It's kind of like a triangle coming out, like there you go, a nose for the pig, okay? And once you get the snout right there, then you're going to attach it to the body, down here, not here, down there. So if you notice, the pig's head is just an extension of the body. So you don't want to put it on top, you want to put it against. So here's the scoring and the slip. To score the clay, you basically use a toothpick or a fork or clay tool, rough it up like draw a tic-tac-toe board. You score the clay piece you're going to add and the place that you're going to add it to. You put in some mushy clay, watered down clay, which is called slip, and it acts like glue. Then you smash it together, and then you smooth it together, bonding the clay. The video's kind of bad. You can't see what I'm doing at the top. Sorry about that. But you just bond the 2 pieces together. Now, don't use too much water. We don't want the clay to be mushy. But anyway, you want to bond it nice and tight right there so you can't see the line. Okay? Next part are the ears. We're going to add the ears, and again, you have to score and add some slip. And again, you want to rough up the clay, put a little bit of slip in there, and then attach the ears. The ears kind of go on the side of the head right there. You may have to adjust them a bit. And then you bond the clay. You kind of rub and, mix the 2 pieces into one. So we add both of the ears, and then after that, we'll go to the legs. After the ears have been secured, then you want to kind of make the eyes, nose, and mouth. So kind of flatten out the nose, put two little circles for the nostrils, two holes for the eyes right there. And then the mouth, you want to add a little bit of clay down at the bottom. First I drew it and then I changed my mind. Don't do that. Want to grab another piece of clay, tiny piece of clay, make it like a little pancake, put on the bottom, and that will provide the bottom lip. So there you go. That looks cute. Okay, you can make it a little bit more smooth it together, and then redefine the mouth. Okay, I smoothed it out a little bit, and now it's time to add the legs. We're going to have to use the same technique that we did for the ears because we're going to add the legs, additive sculpture. So we have to score and use some slip. So get your legs. Again, we got to make the hooves. You can use a toothpick before you put the leg on if you'd like, and just squish it in there to make a little hoof. Do that with all four of the legs. Now you may have to adjust the length of the legs. Matter of fact, I think I had to cut these down after I started putting them on there. So again, you got to score and use the slip. Again, I figured out that depending on which way you want your pig, if you want it on standing on all fours, make them shorter. If you want them longer, it could be sitting down, then you can leave it that way. So again, figure out where your legs are going to go, and then score it, add the slip, and off you go. Enjoy. So I decided to make these legs a little shorter for the back. Again, I scored, I put the slip in, and now I'm bonding the clay. Again, you'll have to just adjust it according to what position you want your pig to be in. So anyway, score, slip, and smooth. So my pig is going to be sitting down, so his back legs are shorter than the front two legs. You'll just have to play with yours and decide which way you want your pig, what position, and then go from there. Enjoy. After I have all the legs on, then I went around and smoothed out the clay with just a tiny little drop on my finger, look for cracks. Then the last step is to put on the tail, the little curly tail. So first I had to figure out where the tail would be. Again, there it is on the back side, but if mine's sitting down, then I may put the tail a little taller up on the body. Okay, kids, enjoy. It's been great. These clay sculptures will dry within a week, and then Miss Faye will be back so we can paint them. Okay, have a good day. Well, I hope you enjoyed making your clay sculpture today of your pig, Wilbur. The next time I see you, we're going to be painting them with some acrylic paints, and the clay will be nice and dry and everything. Also, we want you to, we can't carve our names on these, so we're going to have a piece of paper for you to write your name down, maybe your student number, code, maybe your initials. I don't know what the teacher will have you do, but we'll put it on a piece of paper. We'll stick it underneath the pig in a nice place to dry. And you can't touch them. We want them to be nice and dry before we paint them. We're also going to be painting the next time I see you two things, our pig and also a background. So be thinking of a creative background you want to paint for your pig. Maybe it could be at the fair. Maybe it's just a farm with a barn in the background. Maybe it's inside the barn. So you be creative. You are the artist. You get to choose. And we'll see you next time. It's been fun. Have a good day.